Hello, my dear students. Myself, Dr. Pitambar Humne, founder Botany for You, and working as Associate Professor and Head Department of Botany, Dharampet MP Deo Memorial Science College, Nagpur, Maharashtra, India. I welcome you all in this online platform for the students of Life Sciences Botany for You. Friends, if you are new or not yet subscribed our YouTube channel, then kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Botany for You so that you can get alerts of every lecture to be uploaded on this YouTube channel. If you are interested to join with us through Telegram group, then you can use the link which is given in the description. Through that you can associate with us. Also, there will be an online examination based on the Nagpur University syllabus on this paper 1 as well as the paper 2 for the semester 4, and also this link will be provided through Telegram group, and even the many different programs are going to organize by our group, and every information is uploaded in this Telegram group. So you will be definitely get benefited in this online platform. In last 3 lectures, we have seen the different MCQ type of the lectures based upon the unit 1, unit 2 and unit 3 of this paper on plant anatomy. And today we will see the 4th unit of this paper for the semester 4, and that is based on the embryology of angiosperm or plant embryology. So first of all, let's see the syllabus which is included in this 4th unit of this paper. In this paper, that is in the 4th unit, the part of embryology is included, which includes the pollination, that is types of pollination that we know, the self pollination and cross pollination. Again, the self pollination is classified into 2 types as well as the cross pollination into the 2 types. That is autogamy and geitonogamy are the 2 different type of the self pollination, and xenogamy and hybridization are the types of cross pollination. Then adaptations for self pollination as well as the cross pollination, like the autogamy, geitonogamy, homogamy, cleistogamy, heterostyly, self sterility, etc., and significance of the pollination. Then structure of anther, that you have seen right from the lower classes, such type of the diagram you have seen, and this is the TS of anther, and basically this is the TS of anther which is diathecous. Then microsporogenesis, that is the process of the formation of the microspores or the pollen grains, and after the germination of the pollen grains there is a development of the male gametophyte, that is germination of the pollen grain on the stigma, formation of the pollen tube and the generative nucleus when divide and form the 2 male nuclei or the male gametes. This is known as the male gametophyte. Then types of ovals, that is the structure of anatopous ovule. Then megasporogenesis, that is the formation of the megaspore. Then female gametophyte, that you have seen earlier, the 7-celled and 8 nucleate structure. So that is the female gametophyte. Then polygonum type of the embryo sac development or the female gametophyte development, that is monosporic. Then double fertilization, that here there is a double fertilization which is the characteristic feature of the angiosperm, in which both the male gametes are used to fertilize the female nuclei. Then triple fusion, that the fusion of the 3 different nuclei with each other. Then endosperms, that is the 3 different type of the endosperms, that is cellular endosperm, nuclear endosperm and halobial endosperm. Then structure of dicot embryo, that is onagrate type of the embryo, and the monocot embryo. So these are the different topics which are included in the embryology of this unit. So friends, we have to see the different questions based upon this unit, that is MCQ type of the question, which will be asked in the online examination conducted by RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur. So let's see. The first question, that is, pollination is best defined as. Whenever we are talking about the angiosperm or the flower of angiosperm, it is classified into the different parts, that is calyx, corolla, and androecium gynoecium. So here the calyx and corolla, they are known as accessory whorl, while the androecium and the gynoecium, they are considered as a essential whorl. So these are essential whorl. This androecium, that is the stamen, is responsible for the formation of pollen grains, and these pollen grains later on they deposit on the stigma of the gynoecium or the carpel. So this process of the transfer of the pollen grain from the stamen to receptive stigma of the gynoecium or the carpel, that is known as the pollination. Means this transfer of pollen grain is nothing but the process of the pollination. So hence we can say that the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma, and that is known as the pollination, and hence it is the correct answer. Germination is the process that is later on is carried out, and it is not the pollination. Then visiting flower by the insect, this is also not the pollination. These are the pollinator which help in the cross pollination. And growth of the pollen tube in the ovule, this is not the process of the pollination, it is the type of the entry of the pollen tube inside the ovule. Then second one, that is pollination which occurs in closed flower is known as we have seen the different contrivances or the adaptations of the flower with respect to the particular type of the pollination. So when the flowers are permanently closed, and in such a flower only there is a self pollination, and such a type of the flowers, when the permanently closed condition is there, then they are known as the clistogamous type of the flower, and the pollination which is carried out inside the clistogamous flower, that is known as the clistogamy. Then insect pollinated flowers usually possesses, whenever we are talking about the pollen grains, and if they are carried out by the insects from one plant to the another plant or from one flower to the another flower, then it must be the sticky, so that they can attach to the pits or the body of the insect. So first of all, the pollen grain should be the sticky, and then in addition to that the surface will be the rough. So such a type of the pollen grains are used or formed for the pollination by the insect, and hence it is the correct answer. The deposition of pollen on the stigma of another flower of the same plant is known as earlier we have seen that the pollination is classified into the self pollination and cross pollination. In self pollination, again there are the two types, that is autogamy, and second one is the geitonogamy. Cross pollination also include the two types, xenogamy and hybridization. So if we see these different types, if there is involvement of one flower, then it is autogamy. If there is an involvement of one plant, maybe more than one flower but on the same plant, then it is geitonogamy. Then if there is a involvement of two plants, then it is known as the xenogamy if they belong to the same species, and if there is an involvement of two plants belongs to the different species, then it is hybridization. So if here that the deposition of the pollen grain on the stigma of another flower of the same plant, that is same plant but another flower, so it becomes now the geitonogamy, and hence it is the answer. Then self-pollination occurs between stamen and carpel of. If you see the self-pollination, then it carried out in between the two flowers of the same plant or the same flower, and hence same or the different flower of the same plant will be the answer. Same flower, that is also the self-pollination, different flower, that is also the, but it is not the only answer. And here the same or the different flower of the same plant, and that is the self-pollination. Different flower of the different plant, this will be the cross-pollination. If the pollen of same flower falls on the stigma of another flower belonging to the same plant, and if we have to say that such type of the condition in which the one plant is involved, then it is known as the self-pollination. And if there is an involvement of more than one plant, then it will be the cross-pollination, and hence the self-pollination will be the correct answer for this one. Then wind pollinated plants differ from insect pollinated plants having. If you see the wind pollination, first of all there is necessity to have the light pollen grains, or the pollen grains must form in large number so that it can be blown with the help of wind from one place to the another. And hence usually the monocotyledons or the grasses which belongs to the family Gramineae or the Poaceae, they show the wind pollination, and hence in such a type of the plants the petals are usually absent, and in addition to that the pollen grains are light in color and form in a large quantity or the number. So such type of the pollen grains are favored for the wind pollination. Then pollination by bat is called as. We must remember that when the pollen grains are carried out from stamen to receptive stigma with the help of bat, then it is known as the chiropterophily. If it is by means of the bird, then ornithophily; by means of the insect, then entomophily; and by means of the snails or slugs, then it is known as the malacophily. In some plants, the anthers and stigma grow and mature at the same time. Keep in mind, here there are the two different things, that the stamen and the stigma, they mature at the same time or the different time. This phenomena is called as. So when the anthers and stigma, they mature at the same time, then this phenomena is known as the homogamy, and when they mature on the different time, then it is known as the dichogamy. If the flowers are permanently closed, then it is known as the cleistogamy, and if in the flowers on the same plant there will be the different length of the style, then it is known as the heterostyle, and hence the correct answer for this question is the homogamy. Then match the following pairs. We have the anemophily, malacophily, entomophily, and ornithophily. So anemophily means by means of the wind, malacophily snail or the slug, entomophily by the insect, and ornithophily by the birds. So this will be the pairing, and in this way we can easily pair such type of the topics in the examination. Then pollen is transferred from the anther to one flower to the stigma of another flower of a different plant. When there will be involvement of more than one plant, first of all we have to consider that it is the cross pollination. So in such a type of the condition, if you see the geitonogamy, it is type of the self pollination. Then autogamy is also the type of the self pollination, and now xenogamy and the hybridization, these are the two types of the cross pollination. So here the question is that when pollen is transferred from the anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower of the different plants, and we have to add here that they belongs to the same species. So in such a condition the answer will be the xenogamy, and if it belongs to the different species, then the answer will be the hybridization. Then another question on the match the following pairs. We have homogamy, clistogamy, dichogamy, and protandry. Homogamy means the anther and stigma they mature at the same time, and hence it will match with the second point. Then clistogamy, that is the flowers are permanently closed, it will match with the fourth point. Then dichogamy, that the anthers and stigma they mature at the different time. And proto means first, andry means androecium, that the androecium mature before the gynoecium, and this is known as the protandry. And in this way there will the formation of the pairing among the different characters given in the question. Then which of the following contrivances is for the cross pollination? If you see the self pollination and the cross pollination, that we have seen, the cross pollination means here the pollination in between the flowers which are present on the different plants. So heterostyly, then male sterility, and dichogamy. So all these three are the adaptations for the cross pollination. They avoid the self pollination, and hence all the above will be the answer for this question. Then which of the following are not contrivance for the self pollination? Clistogamy, it is the contrivance for the self pollination. Then homogamy, that is also the contrivance for the self pollination, that we have seen earlier. Clistogamy means the flowers are permanently closed, and homogamy means the anther and the stigma mature at the same time. So both are for the contrivances or the adaptations for the self pollination, but the question is asked not the contrivances, and hence none of the above will be the answer for this question. The type of pollination that brings genetically different type of the pollen grains to the stigma of the plant is, whenever we are talking about the genetically different, it must include the two different plants, because here there will be the maximum dissimilarity genetically when they belong to the two different plants, and hence such type of the pollination in between the two plants, that is known as the cross pollination. So the geitonogamy is the self pollination, autogamy is the self pollination, and xenogamy is the cross pollination, and hence such type of the genetical differences will be in the cross pollination, and hence the xenogamy will be the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following character causes cross pollination? So the clistogamy is the adaptation for the self pollination, dichogamy is the adaptation for the cross pollination, that is the maturity or of the androecium and the gynoecium, or the anther and stigma at the different time. Then homogamy, again it is the adaptation for the self-pollination. So here the question is asked for the cross-pollination, and hence the dipogamy will be the correct answer for this question. Then wind pollination is common in the last question when we were talking about the pollination, we have seen that the grasses are adapted for the wind pollination that contain the light pollen grains so that it can easily be blown out with the wind. And in addition to that, here there are the absence of the sepals and the petals, and hence easily the pollen grains can shade with the air, and hence here the grasses will be the correct answer for this question. Then functional megaspore in a flowering plant develops into. So whenever we are talking about the megaspore which is formed inside the ovule, so such a type of the condition is present, and that megaspore later on divide and redivide and forming the 8 nuclei. And so in this way, after formation of these 8 nuclei, they are converted into 7-celled and 8 nucleated structure. And this 7-celled and 8 nucleated structure is known as the embryo sac. This embryo sac is also known as the female gametophyte, and hence the functional megaspore later on after division is converted into the embryo sac or the female gametophyte. Then what is the function of the filiform apparatus? So when we have to see the female gametophyte, here there are the presence of the synergids and the egg, and again there is a presence of such type of the finger like projections that is known as the filiform apparatus, and opposite to it there are the presence of 3 antibodal cells, and in the center 2 central nuclei which are later on fused with each other forming the secondary nucleus. So if we see this filiform apparatus, then this filiform apparatus along with this synergid, they are responsible to guide the pollen tube to enter inside the ovule, and hence the guide the entry of pollen tube is the correct answer, which is the function of filiform apparatus in the female gametophyte. Then which of the following statement is correct? Sporogenous tissue is haploid. This is wrong one because the sporogenous tissues are diploid. Then the hard outer layer of pollen is called intine. This is wrong one. It is called as the exine. Then tapetum nourishes the developing pollen, and this is the correct statement because when the tapetum cell break, they provide the nourishment to the developing pollen grain. Then microspores are produced by the endothecium. This is also the wrong one. They are produced by the microspore mother cells, and hence C is the correct answer for this question. Then rewards and attractants are required for. So whenever we are talking about the rewards and attractants, so there is need to attract the certain organisms towards the flower, either by means of the color or by means of the particular smell, scent or the odor, and hence such type of the condition is found in the entomophily, in which the insects are attracted towards the flower, which help in the transfer of pollen grain from the stamen to stigma, and hence the entomophily is the correct answer for this question. Already In cleistogamous flower there is a self-pollination. Anemophily there is an involvement of the wind, and hydrophily that is involvement of the water, and for this there is no need of any attractant or the privat. A dioecious flowering plant prevents. When we are talking about the dioecious plant, so best example you can take of the papaya. In papaya plant there are the two different plant, that is the male plant and the female plant. So if we see such type of the condition in which the dioecious condition is there, here there is an involvement of the two plants during the pollination, and hence only cross pollination will be there. So here the geitonogamy is the self pollination, autogamy is the self pollination, then autogamy is the self pollination, and cleistogamy is the self pollination. Xenogamy is cross pollination, again xenogamy is the cross pollination, then geitonogamy is the self pollination, and xenogamy again cross pollination. So it prevent the self pollination, as it is responsible to carry out the process of cross pollination, and hence here the autogamy and geitonogamy both are the type of self pollination, and hence it will avoid the self pollination, and hence it is the correct answer. Then which of the following strategy is evolved to prevent self pollination? If we see the dichogamy, heterostyly, and self incompatibility, so all these are the adaptations for the cross pollination, and hence here these are evolved to prevent the self pollination, and hence they are evolved to promote the cross pollination, and hence all the above become the answer for this question. Then match the following pairs. First one, that is the funicle, then hilum, integument, and nucellus. So if we see the junction between ovule and funicle, so this is the hilum. Then mass of cells with the reserved food material, so this is known as the nucellus, because the nucellus is responsible to provide the nourishment during development of the embryo. Then stalk by which the ovule is attached to the placenta, and this is known as the funicle. And the protective envelopes around the ovule, that is known as the integuments, which later on are responsible for the formation of seed coat, and hence these are such type of the correct pairing is possible. Then again match the following pairs: autogamy, geitonogamy, xenogamy, and hybridization. As earlier we have seen, autogamy means the involvement of the one flower, that is autogamy. Then geitonogamy, that is involvement of the two flowers but which are present on the same plant. So two flowers on the same plant, that is the geitonogamy. Then the xenogamy, the two flowers of two plants of the same species, and hybridization, that is the two flowers of the two plants belongs to the two different species. Then again match the following pairs, that is here the embryo sac, male gametophyte, zygote, and triploid primary endosperm nucleus. So embryo sac is also known as the mega gametophyte, or even it is also known as the female gametophyte. Then male gametophyte is responsible for the formation of male gametes. Then zygote divide and redivide to form the embryo, and triploid primary endosperm nucleus divide, redivide and convert into the endosperm, which is the nourishing tissue of the developing embryo. Then next question, that is, which of the following nucleus is unlike other nuclei in the female gametophyte of angiosperms? So, if we see the egg apparatus, that is the egg and synergid. So, the egg is also haploid and this synergid are also haploid. Second one, the nucleus of synergids, this is again haploid. Then secondary nucleus, which is diploid, and antipodals are haploid. So, if we see the ploidy of all these three, then you will find that the egg apparatus, nucleus of the synergid and antipodals, that is haploid, while the secondary nucleus is a diploid one, and hence this is the correct answer, that it is unlike the other nuclei. Then what is meant by double fertilization? If you see the double fertilization, when the two male gametes are introduced in the female gametophyte. So, as we have seen earlier this structure, there are the presence of two synergid, one egg, three antipodal cells and secondary nucleus. So, when the two male nuclei are inserted in the female gametophyte, of which one fuse with the zygote, one fuse with the egg to form the zygote, and another fuse with the secondary nucleus to form the triploid primary endosperm nucleus, and this fusion result into the formation of the zygote, and this is known as the double fertilization, because here the two male gametes are used in the same female gametophyte. So, here the fusion between egg and male gamete, that we have seen here, there is a formation of the zygote, and the fusion between the secondary nucleus and male gamete which result into the formation of the triploid primary endosperm nucleus. So, both these collectively considered as a double fertilization, because two times there is a fertilization. When pollen tube enters through the funiculus or integument is called as. There are three different types of the entry of pollen tube into the ovule, and that is through the micropyle, that is known as the orogamy, then through the integuments, that is known as the mesogamy, and through the chalaza, that is known as the chalazogamy. And here through the funiculus or the integument, it means that the answer will be the B. In the post fertilization changes within the ovule, the oospore from the while fertilized fusion nucleus, that is the product of triploid or triple fusion, develops into. So, if we see the oospore, that is zygote, and the zygote develops into embryo, and the product of triple fusion, that is triploid primary endosperm nucleus, which develops into the endosperm. So, the embryo and endosperm, so the B will be the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following is known as egg apparatus? In last question we have already seen, that is the egg and two synergids, that is collectively considered as a egg apparatus, even including the filiform apparatus. So the egg and the synergid, that is considered as a egg apparatus. When the pollen tube enters inside the ovule through the micropyle, it is called as. In earlier question, we have seen when it enter through the micropyle, then it is known as the porogamy, and hence the porogamy becomes the correct answer for this question. Then ovule converts into which of the following after fertilization? So if we see the complete structure of the female reproductive organ, that is gynoecium or the carpel, after the fertilization or the reproduction, the ovules convert into the seed and ovary convert into the fruit. So here the ovule converts into which of the following? That is the seed, and hence the correct answer will be the seed. The portion of the embryonal axis was above the level of cotyledon forms. So if we see the embryonal axis and its above part or the below part, the above part is known as the epicotyl and the below part is the hypocotyl. Then the zygote divides first into the basal cell and terminal cell. Which of these cell is present towards chalazal end? If we see the basal cell and the terminal cell, out of that the terminal cell is present at the chalazal end, and hence the terminal cell become the answer for this question. Then the cotyledons in embryo is formed from. So if we see the division of the zygote into the basal cell and the terminal cell, so the terminal cell is involved in the formation of the embryo, and hence it is the correct answer for this question. Then match the following pairs, that is the egg, synergid, antipodals and central nuclei. So egg fuse with the male gamete forming the fertilization, that is known as the syngamy. Then synergids are responsible to guide the pollen tube to enter inside the female gametophyte. Then antipodals are responsible to provide the nourishment to the developing embryo, and the central nuclei fuse together to form the secondary nucleus, and later on the secondary nucleus fuse with the another male gamete, and that is known as the triple fusion. And in this way there will be the correct pairing among these two characters given in the two columns. Double fertilization in angiosperm was first explained by. We should remember the name of author who first time explained the double fertilization in angiosperm, and who is the Noschin who discovered the double fertilization in the angiosperm. A plant has 24 chromosomes in microspore mother cell. Microspore mother cell on meiosis is responsible for the formation of pollen grains, or it is also known as microspores. So what is the chromosome number in its endosperm? Endosperm is triploid, which is the fusion of one male gamete and secondary nucleus, and secondary nucleus is the fusion of two central nuclei. So the haploid chromosome number for the pollen grain or microspore, and that will be the 12, as the microspore mother cell having the 24 chromosome number. Again, the same haploid chromosome number will be present in the central nuclei. So 12, here also the 12, since secondary nucleus it becomes 24, and male gamete we have seen already the 12. So the fusion of, that is, secondary nucleus and male gametes, that is 12 plus 24, that is the 36. So the 36 will be the correct answer, as it is a triploid. During the process of fertilization, when one nucleus fuses with the egg and the second with the secondary nucleus, and it is known as. In earlier question, we have already discussed this, that out of the two male gamete, the one male gamete fuse with the female gamete or the egg, and the second male gamete fuse with the secondary nucleus, forming the triploid primary endosperm nucleus. And such type of the process in which both the male gametes are used in the same female gametophyte, that is known as the double fertilization. And hence the correct answer for this question will be the double fertilization. Then the male gametophyte of angiosperms is shade as in the different plants, that is in the gymnosperm and the angiosperm, the pollen grains shade at the different stage of the division during the male gametophyte development. Then the diploid female plant and tetraploid male plant are crossed. See now, diploid female plant, if the diploid female plant, that is 2n, crossed with tetraploid male plant, so here the secondary nucleus will contain 2n because it is the fusion of two haploid one, and half number, that is 2n, will be in the male gamete, and fusion of these two forming tetraploid condition, which will be present in the endosperm, as it is the triploid one. So we can say that here the ploidy of the endosperm shall be. So the endosperm will be now the tetraploid. Then the female gametophyte of angiosperm is represented by, that is, ovule, megaspore mother cell, embryo sac, and nucleus. So female gametophyte is also known as the embryo sac or the mega gametophyte, and hence the embryo sac will be the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following pair have haploid structures? Nucellus is diploid, antipodal haploid, antipodals haploid, then egg haploid, antipodal haploid, megaspore mother cell diploid, nucellus diploid, and primary endosperm nucleus triploid. So the complete haploid condition is present in the B, that is the antipodal is also haploid and the egg is also haploid, and hence it is the correct answer. Then ovule is straight with the funiculus, embryo sac, chalaza, and micropyle lying on one straight line. So such a type of the condition will be there. Here there will be the ovule and such a type of the condition in which the micropyle, chalaza, and the funicle will be in a straight line. So such a type of the ovules are known as the orthotopous ovule, and hence it is the correct answer. The role of double fertilization in angiosperm is to produce. We have seen by the one fertilization there is a development of the embryo which is found in every plant where there is a sexual reproduction, in the gymnosperm also. while the second fertilization is responsible for the development of the triploid primary endosperm nucleus. So basically the double fertilization is responsible for the development of the endosperm, and hence C is the correct answer for this question. Then 7-celled 8-nucleated embryo sac is. So if we see the development of the embryo sac or the female gametophyte, either it may be monosporic, either it may be the bisporic or the tetrasporic, because when there is a megaspore mother cell which divide and forming the linear tetrad in most of the cases, that is 4 megaspores. Out of these 4 megaspore, there may be involvement of the 1 spore, involvement of the 2 spore, or involvement of the 4 spore. So this is monosporic, this is bisporic, and this is tetrasporic. So if it is monosporic, 1 remain functional and 3 will degenerate. If bisporic, 2 remain functional, 2 will degenerate. In tetrasporic, all remain functional. So in this way. So if we see the formation of 7-celled and 8-nucleated structures in the angiosperm female gametophyte, so it may develop from the monosporic type of development, bisporic type of the development, or the even tetrasporic type of the development, and hence all the above become the answer for this question. Then what is the direction of micropyle in Anatropous ovule? So if you see the Anatropous ovule, it is present such type that if we see the complete structure of the Anatropous ovule, so here there will be the presence of micropyle towards the downward sides. So this is a actual structure of the Anatropous ovule, and hence here micropyle will be downward, and hence B will be the correct answer for this question. Then which of the following type of endosperm is present in the betel nut? So if you see the betel nut, in the center there is a little part which is whitish in color. So this is actually the endosperm which is found in it. So such a type of the endosperm which is present in the betel nut, and that is known as the ruminant endosperm. Then an ovule which becomes curved so that the nucellus and embryo sac lie at right angles to the funicle is. So such type of the condition is present in the Hemianatropous ovule, or even it is also known as the Hemitropous ovule. In a cereal grain, the single cotyledon of embryo is represented by. So you should remember this name, which is represented by the single cotyledon in the monocotyledon or the cereal grains, and that is known as the scutellum. Then the male gametes in angiosperms are formed by division of. So if we see the formation of the male gametes, first of all the pollen grain germinate, then formation of pollen tube from the tube cell, and here there is a presence of generative nucleus which later on divide to form the 2 male gametes. So these male gametes are formed by the division of the generative cell. Which of the following represents an ovule where the embryo sac becomes horseshoe shaped and the funiculus and micropyle are close to each other? So if you see such type of the condition in the ovule, so it is very commonly found in the Amphitropous type of the ovule, and hence it is the correct answer. Then meiosis in microspore mother cell and megaspore mother cell result into. So if we see the meiosis in the microspore mother cell, that there is a formation of microspore, or it is also known as the pollen grain, and the formation of 4 pollen grains from each microspore mother cell, while the megaspore is responsible for the formation of either 4 megaspores, but out of which there is a monosporic, bisporic or tetrasporic type of the condition, means only it result into the development of one or the single female gametophyte or embryo sac, and hence 4 pollen grain will result into the development of 4 male gametophyte and 1 female gametophyte, and hence here the 4 male gametophyte and 1 female gametophyte will be the correct answer for this question. Then polygonum type of embryo sac is, so polygonum type of the embryo sac is also known as the monosporic type of the development. Last time we have seen out of the 4 megaspores, 1 remain functional and 3 degenerate. Such type of the development of the female gametophyte or embryo sac from the single functional megaspore, that is known as the monosporic type of the female gametophyte development. In the anther wall, if we see, the tapetum lies just inner to the endothecium, it is wrong one. Then endothecium lies inner to the middle layer, wrong one. Then tapetum lies next to the epidermis, this is also the wrong one. And the middle layer lie between the endothecium and the tapetum, this is the correct one. And hence it is the correct answer for this question. After fertilization, the seed coat develops from. In last earlier question, I have already told you that the integuments are responsible to form the seed coat after the fertilization. Ovary converts into the fruit, then funicle is a junction of the ovule to the ovary, means seed is attached to the wall of the fruit or the fruit by means of the funicle, and nucellus is used for the nutrition during the development of the embryo, and hence integument will be the correct answer for this question. Then embryo sac is also known as, last question we have already seen, it is also known as the male embryo sac is also known as the female gametophyte as well as the mega gametophyte. So both these are the answer for this one, and hence both B and C is the correct answer for this question. Then which layer of the microsporangium provide nutrition to the developing pollen grain? So in the microsporangium, the tapetum is responsible for the nutrition for the development of microspores. Then onagrade type of the embryo development found in. So if we see this development which is onagrade type, so this is very common in the family Cruciferae, or even we can say that the family is Brassicaceae, and hence here the correct answer for this question will be the third one, that is the Cruciferae, in which the onagrade type of the embryo development is present. So friends, all these questions were based upon the RTM Nagpur University Botany syllabus for the semester 4, and I am hopeful that all these questions will be helpful to you in preparation of the examinations. So thank you very much for your kind listening of this complete lecture. If you like this lecture, then kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Botany for You. and also press bell icon for the alerts of every lecture to be uploaded on different life sciences titles. Thanks a lot once again.